In contrast to negative interdependence, positive interdependence is characterized by cumulative result different from zero and by a positive correlation between the parties' gains. In a positive interdependence situation, the gain accumulated by one party is not necessarily made at the expense of the other party. The objectives are therefore not inevitably opposed. In this type of context, either the parties pursue the same goal and they join their forces to achieve it together. This is the case, for instance, when two friends decide to start their own business and they combine their resources and expertise to achieve this collective goal. Another possibility is that the parties have different goals, but these goals are not mutually exclusive. That is, they can coexist. In negotiating an employment contract, for example, one party may be primarily pursuing a financial objective, while the other party may be primarily focused on obtaining a challenging and exciting job that also allows for flexible working hours. If one party's gains do not directly translate into losses for the other party, it means that it is also possible for the parties to win together. That is, that both parties achieve their objectives simultaneously. Yet, it is also possible that the parties lose together, with neither party achieving its objective. To make matters worse, the effort, time, and investment put into the discussion might result in a set of losses and therefore negative rather than a positive outcome for both parties. Let us illustrate this point as we did it with the negative interdependence, this time using the example of two friends who start a business. If the discussion is fruitful, the expertise of the partner is complementary, and if the business is built and developed and profitable, then we can consider that each party has achieved 100% of its objectives and that no losses will be incurred. In this case, the cumulative result, represented here as points, is equal to 200. But perhaps the parties have only partially achieved their objectives, say 80% of it, so they both suffered losses, in which case the cumulative result will still be positive, but of a lesser magnitude, 110 points in our example, instead of the expected 200. It is also possible that the business actually never sees daylight and that no benefits are to be gained from the experience. In this case, the parties' gains will be zero, while their losses will be potentially important. The parties have indeed spent time, energy, and even money trying to set up the project. The final result will therefore be a cumulative loss, minus 250 points in our example. In all cases, what we observe is that the sum of the gain and losses, or the cumulative result, is different from zero. We thus face a non-zero sum situation. We can also observe that the correlation between the gains is positive this time. The more one wins, the more the other wins as well. But beware, a positive correlation does not necessarily mean a positive outcome. As we have seen in our example, it sometimes happens that discussions, if badly conducted, result in losses rather than gains. What is important to remember is that the gains and losses of the parties occur together. We win together or lose together. This is what positive correlation means. In conflicts, situations of positive interdependence are dealt with through so-called integrative discussions. Integrative discussions, in contrast to distributive bargaining, emphasize processes of cooperation, creation, and innovation.